So anyway, guys, so what's important for me now is to help myself to deliver information now. As soon as I understand something, that there's more audio programs to do now, so I'm understanding straight away that business is flying up and I'm doing much greater in my business now. But what I need to do is help myself to savage myself much greater, to show myself much more privilege and understanding to talk about something. And now I'm understanding straight away that how my nice and beautiful business is moving forward. I'm understanding straight away how I need to go the freeway as much as possible in order to have more money. And now that's the case. And then that money I'm pouring it at the moment into music production and food and drinks. And now that's it, Russian, and that's all. I'm understanding straight away from that point how I need to go and grow myself, and I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm understanding straight away how I need to help myself to grow, and a little bit that way, Russian, a little bit that way. And now I'm understanding that with the times, I'm understanding that all I can do now is help myself to grow myself, especially. So what I want to do is congratulate myself because I have a new fine awareness about life, and I'm understanding that with times, in terms of how time is going by with my life, is how I'm actually learning how to grow myself with everything. So I'm understanding that since travel is out of the way, once you travel for this year in terms of life, once you guess what? Once you know. Once you no travel for 4 months. Once you no travel for 4 months because I need to do music production now. I need to go and do music production for myself, but I feel something happening over here. I feel that no matter what, if I go traveling, I still have much more time in the process. But no matter what, I feel that no matter what, that I may write it down for now. That this 4 months over here, I just say 4 months. I say travel. And it goes into my music production. See, 4 months. I say music production. I do music production. So no matter what, I'm learning my business is helping myself to succeed, and I'm helping myself to do a greater job. So I'm not saying that no matter what, that my money is now going into food and drinks, and into the nice and beautiful what? Nice and beautiful food and drinks and music production and clothing here and there. I can do some clothing here and there. Probably now a little bit that way. Probably I understand that what's coming up is a nice and beautiful fashion show as well. And I'm learning very quickly about life, and I'm learning how to actually scream that I need to help myself do much more quicker business. And now why is that? But I'm understanding straight away that I'm really doing my best job right now with the money I have in terms of life and everything I have in terms of life over here. I'm understanding that no matter what, I'm learning how quickly my business is soaring and my business is growing very quickly. And I'm understanding straight away the key art and differences now between a business that's actually going to make it and a business that's actually going to fail. Because businesses that fail stay in one spot. I mean, do you guys understand that? For businesses that fail stay in one spot. For you must understand. For you have to stay in one spot, but you must understand although that you must be growing and you're growing, and for your business must be growing. But the businesses that fail, especially, are the ones that never grow themselves. First, you must understand how to grow yourself, and you must understand how to put money on your tree. You understand? First, your tree must have all money on it. First, you must understand how to do that, and you must understand straight away how businesses like that grow. And now I'm understanding straight away how people put money into their family, for example, and that's why their family succeeds. You understand? So what you put your focus to succeeds. So I'm understanding that. So I'm understanding straight away how my mum comes into the equation over here, and she helps me with business, and she helps me with a lot of my aspects of life, especially travel. So with my mum, it's more she helps me to do the traveling and accommodation for free, and food and drinks for free. That's my mum. So that gives me time to do music production, and gives me time to do family music production and life coaching on the streets. And she gets the edge off, but she helps me. And that way I'm having a greater time with her at the moment. I'm understanding straight away, I'm learning very quickly about life. And I'm learning how to see and spot the eye of the tiger every single time. I'm learning how to understand straight away how my business grows. I'm understanding also how business dies off. I'm understanding how business goes away also. And business runs up wild and then it goes away. So I'm understanding straight away how I need to go and love my life differently, and I need to help myself to succeed. So what I want to do is a little bit, I want to help myself to grow. But I've done an excellent job today. Actually today I've been fully, let's say, alive, and I've been doing business all day long. I've been doing a great job while at it. I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about life and how to prosper and how to succeed differently, and I'm making sure that you understand straight away that I'm helping myself to deliver content. And I'm learning how I'm never putting my money in terms of time and money into 9 to 5 work, and that's something that helps me move forward, especially in my business today. So the reason I'm successful is because I stay away from the 9 to 5 job. And nobody's doing that for me except me. I'm the only one that's staying away from a 9 to 5 job. And the money never compensates for my business, I promise you. I promise you. The thing is that with businesses, you need time more than money. I promise you, time is more valuable than money, I promise you. I promise you. There are people who have lots of money but no time and no travel. I promise you, I have time for travel, I have time, I have money. I have money, I have all three. First, you must understand that you must be an independent individual who understands something about life. That you must understand how to grow yourself, but conditions apply for everybody. And you must understand that your time is different to mine, but you guys have more money than time. And you must understand that you must save up some money, and you must listen to me now. I promise you, save up some money, and save up maybe $20,000 or $30,000. And then guess what? I promise you, get out of the 9 to 5 job altogether for about a few years. I promise you. And then from that point, you can actually grow your business for about a few years. You can grow your business, and you can understand how to grow your business from that point forward. I promise you, although if you're working on the 9 to 5 job always, then that means you have no time for anything. I promise you. I promise you must have time for something. I promise you must have time for yourself. Much more than 9 to 5 job. So for myself at least, I'm understanding straight away that my business is moving upwards. I'm moving forward with my business, but how far does my business go, really? Gosh, that's the thing. Gosh, it goes far. Gosh, it goes far and beyond. Gosh, and then I get much more popular eventually. I eventually get much more popular because I'm going to give it a go. Gosh, I'm going to give it a go somehow. And I'm going to give it a go, and then we're going to see what's going to happen. But I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to invest some money into my family. My family is more important to me than popularity. So you have to make some trade-offs, and you have to make trade-offs, and you have to see what's more important for you, all up in terms of what's happening. And for myself, in terms of music production and family, actually my music production is more important than family. Actually, my music production is more important than family. Actually, why is that? Actually, because I understand music production is something that never hurts me, and that's it. Actually, family can hurt you, but music production never hurts you. Actually, that's why. I'm understanding that. I'm understanding that travel can hurt you. Actually, travel can hurt you. Actually, although life coaching can never hurt you. Actually, life coaching can never hurt. For sure that now I'm understanding straight away that no matter what, that as my business grows, I'm looking to have myself a great time, and I'm helping myself to understand, I'm helping myself to have a great time, and I'm loving life differently, and I'm looking for different ways to say something, and I'm actually understanding straight away that my business ideas are skyrocketing today, and I'm understanding straight away how I feel about the situation. To succumb to something greater for myself is the way I seek life. And I see life much greater than this, and I'm learning very quickly about life moving forward. But that's what I'm actually doing. I'm actually trying to succeed in a greater way. I'm actually doing a greater job for myself regardless of the situation, and I'm learning how to progress forward for myself. And that's what I'm doing. I'm doing a greater job for myself, and that's it. I promise you, it's much more how I feel. How I feel is different. And if you feel different, guys, then you have to understand straight away how it's much more how you guys need to love yourselves differently, and you need to grow yourself in the best kind of ways forward. And you have to see straight away what you need to do to succeed differently and grow yourself. That's all I can say. And if you understand straight away how my life moves forward, and my life moves forward in different ways, I'm actually understanding something that no matter what, I'm learning how to grow myself in the best way forward. I'm learning how to picture different ways of being, or different ways of saying something. So I'm understanding that no matter what, that I'm uploading a YouTube video. So I'm understanding that no matter what, that I just go and dwell upon helping myself to recognize something that it goes on YouTube, and it can go into one of those videos, and then it goes into a motivational video eventually. So no matter what, I can connect these videos together, and it can be a one video. And I'm learning to connect videos together. I'm learning to help myself to deliver content. I'm learning to seek advice from people to live my life differently, and that's what you guys need to do. And find yourself doing greater quality videos and greater quality stuff in the planet, so you can understand straight away how to grow your business moving forward. And I'm learning how to help myself to grow myself. But my moral compass, in terms of my marketing compass, shows me everything. I have this marketing compass that shows me exactly what I need to do to succeed in terms of promotions and how to actually promote myself. And I'm actually understanding straight away how I differ from people. I'm understanding straight away how I need to understand that awareness is just that. I'm aware of Kim Kardashian, but I never go on her profile. I rarely go on her profile. I really do. But she gave her advertisements to just make me aware about her. But then guess what? I promise you, the more you make people aware, the more you understand that they're going to promote you. People who are aware of you promote you. And the more they're aware of you, the more they promote you, I promise you. It's just the way it is. Because you have to understand how it works. I'm sitting now to eat something and to learn something as well. And I need to grow my business, especially, so I do better. So anyway, so just be careful where your time goes, so that you have more empathy toward yourself. So be careful, guys, because many people just waste their time, and many people have no time at all. But you need to be someone who has time and who has money. So I'm understanding that people run for money, and women run for guys who have money. But those guys have no time, won't you? So they get a guy who has no time, ever, and has no time for them either. I promise you. And then guess what? I promise you, the woman never run for a guy who has more time than money. Because otherwise they'd be running for me. I promise you, although for myself, I promise you, when the time comes to go to a 9 to 5 job to get money, That's when I make money to go do free events around town, to fly the world. And that's when I understand straight away that money goes into family as well, and to my music production. So business picks up for me. It does pick up, but it's much more how I feel. And no matter what, I'm much more ready at that point to make better music at that point. So I'm making better music at that point. So I'm learning something. I'm learning how to be free. I'm learning how to understand something that as long as I'm doing life much greater, I'm understanding something. I'm understanding how to grow. I'm understanding how to do much greater for myself. So that's why I'm understanding that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly to fire up the dice, to make sure that no matter what, I'm looking to never gamble my time away. Because I was a poker player and I was gambling my time away. I was gambling all this time away and I was doing it for money. I was so stupid. I mean, poker players are so stupid. I understand in poker, I understand I lost time. I lost time and I did gain money from it. I did gain an experience. But did I lose more time than money in that? I did lose a lot of time. I did lose a lot of time playing poker. I'm not saying that's a stupid way to live life. So for the value, total waste of time. That whole poker series of my life was a total waste of time. But guess what? Something tells me that it's worth it. Something tells me that I went to Las Vegas and it became worth it. It became worth it. Somehow, I found a way to go to Las Vegas. And I found a way to go to Las Vegas for myself. I put that money into myself. And somehow, from that point on, I went downhill from that point. But no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning to have myself a great time. And I'm learning to find appreciation for time and legacy and the way I am in terms of life, so I can grow myself differently. But life goes differently, and life goes all ways. But you have to grow yourself differently anyway. So how to build your business from ground zero into hero. I'm learning something. I'm learning how I have promotion for myself over here. I'm learning that if I promote myself to the same people, probably they promote me eventually to people and they say something good about me. I'm learning how I'm just doing a great job for myself, at least. But my business is growing. I'm learning to make ends meet with what I'm doing. I'm learning to make much more than ends meet, guys. I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm making myself greater videos. I'm making myself greater ways of thinking and greater ways of being. And I'm doing greater for myself at least. I'm learning to make sure that I have more than enough time and space to love my life. And I'm learning from the situation. I'm learning to move forward with my life. And I'm helping myself to grow. And that's how you guys have to do life, guys. You guys have to love your life to understand it. And you have to go and grow yourself in your business. And you have to understand straight away that you need to show people your new music. So brand yourself and make sure that no matter what, if you're branding yourself, that you're showing yourself and you're showing your images and who you are as a human being every single day. you're showing something about yourself to people, and that's your business. I promise you, your business is skyrocketing yourself to become the best version of yourself every single day. I promise you, that's your business. I promise you, your sole business is just doing that for yourself. I promise you, if you can become the best version of yourself daily, I promise you, then you can understand what I mean about life and business, and you can understand straight away how to grow yourself in the best ways. So it's much more how it is, yeah? I'm learning how to do life greater. So if you're learning to help yourself to do a great job for yourself, then you're helping yourself to love life. And that's it. I promise you, it's much more how it is. I promise you guys have to understand straight away how to love your life. So no matter what I'm doing is I'm learning how to focus on helping myself to see exactly what I need to do daily to succeed. So I'm always focusing on a greater way, and I'm making sure I'm never wasting time. I'm never browsing much, but I'm always delivering content. I'm delivering my content. I'm delivering content that helps me grow as a human being. So that's how I'm actually growing myself. So anyway, so what I need to do is go and eat something. So what I want to eat and drink is, let's have a look. I have some rice. I have over here some red kidney beans. I'm learning how to just have nice and beautiful ways of life over here. I just let it be for now. I need some rice. And then I have some soup and rice, and I can really understand something around eating rice, for example. And I can have some rice for myself, and then I can go sleep so I can do greater. I see. Anyway, so as I grow myself, I'm looking to always find myself doing greater, and as I do greater, I'm looking for better ways of dealing with my life, and I'm learning something in the process. I'm learning to have myself a great time, with myself at least, to enjoy, to see my life much greater. And that's how you guys have to understand life as well. Actually, you guys have to understand life is different for everybody. And because it's different, that you're enjoying yourself in the best kind of way, guys. And that way you're enjoying yourself. See, I see for myself at least, the perpetuation of making sure that I'm growing myself differently is that I'm helping myself to love to grow you, and as I grow myself differently, I'm loving life. But people are curious about my business and how I'm actually doing life these days. And I can see it. I can see they have a curiousness about me, because I'm doing much greater than they are. And it's more how my business is silently growing, and they can see that. I see yet again, guys, I see what's much better is giving people more silence. So if you can give them more silence, then it's always a happier moment. It's always a happier moment to give people more silence, because that way you never make people much more angry. But if you go toward people really like Jesus Christ did, you make people angry, I promise you. Although you never make people angry, but Jesus Christ went to people all the way because they became so angry with him. They were so angry with Jesus Christ. And why? Why? Because Jesus Christ helps people. I mean, you understand? Approach to have no logic about Jesus Christ. So that's what Jesus Christ says. That if you go towards people, even if you're Jesus Christ, they're going to get angry at you. See, so what you have to understand something about life is that Jesus Christ tells you right now that if you follow Jesus Christ's road, that you shall also reap rewards in heaven always. In a sense, so follow Jesus Christ all the way and never be afraid. Never be afraid of people who are against Jesus Christ. You understand? Because they never understand what they're doing. In a sense, so love your life. So anyway, so what I'm doing, guys, right now is I'm looking to focus on myself over here. Looking to make sure that I have more than enough success every single day to do my life much better and better. Making sure I'm learning from the situation. I'm learning from something out of nothing. I'm helping myself to love my life. So I'm learning how to penetrate myself to do better, guys. So I have a new selfie stick, and I have myself a great time over here. Where I'm learning to help myself to grow. I'm helping myself to overcome challenges. So I'm making sure that no matter what, that as I learn and grow, that I approach that nicely and beautifully, that I'll be doing life nicely and beautifully, and that I'll be enjoying my weight. And now I'm not enjoying my weight, I'm enjoying everything, but I'm never waiting. I'm never here to wait. I'm learning how to grow myself now. On a disability pension, I realized something. I realized that if I go in front of people and really tell people how I make money, I realize it's much more down habits. I make money through habits. And now through the habits, I'm actually doing excellent in habits. As much as I can, I'm doing great in my habits. And I'm learning to really, really focus on walking in the shade much more than in the sun. Because that way I'm learning much more quicker about doing a greater job for myself personally, and I'm learning to help myself to become the best version of myself. So no matter what I'm doing, I'm learning from the situation. I'm learning how to help myself to outgrow myself differently, and I'm helping myself to do greater and greater. So I need to help myself to understand something, that no matter what I do today, I'm looking for a better way of life. And as I look for a better way of life, I'm looking to help myself to grow myself into the best kind of individual I can become, so I can understand something about life, and so I can understand something around living my life to the best of my ability. So every single day I'm looking to understand something, that I need to speak words. I need to speak more words to encourage myself to understand that there is a way that I can make business in life, that I can make it in business, and that I can make my own money, and that I can be a successful business. And now in the phase of life, I promise you, you have to understand that I'm always looking for better ways. But so far so good. So far I understand that no matter what, that my life is moving into the DSP faction, which means I'm moving into a disability support pension with myself over here. And why is that? I understand because the doctors over there want me to be on a disability support pension. And now, if that's the case, unfortunately, if they do want me to be on a disability support pension, unfortunately, then I make $23,000 a year without having to work a 9-to-5 job overseas. And I understand that. I understand that's the only way forward for me. And then I still have to make sure that I can also do my part, which is be on the medications for all my life. And it's all different from that point. and I'm looking to help myself to succeed differently, and I'm making sure that no matter what, that my life is nice and improving, and that I'm improving my life. So what I want to do is help myself to deliver content, and that way I'm helping myself to enable myself to do better. And as I grow myself differently, I'm helping myself to find better tactics and better strengths and better ways of encouraging myself to do something for nothing and to do something that helps me grow as a human. So I'm making sure that no matter what, that it's much more how I feel, and how I feel is very different in comparison. So no matter what I'm doing a nice and beautiful fashion show of courage every single day. I'm looking for a better way of dealing with my life, and I'm helping myself to love life in the best way forward. So what I want to do is help to knock off in a better way and to knock out in a better way. I'll make sure that no matter what, that I'm looking for successful ways of dealing with life. I'm understanding that I need to do music production. And now in my music production, I feel that no matter what, that I'm learning how to do synths. I'm learning how to do different orchestrations in synths and stuff like that. I'm going to help myself to dwell upon life much greater. I'm learning how to go through softwares and to make music and stuff like that. I feel that no matter what, I'm making music for people who never want to see it, and I promise you it's much more how I see straight away anyway, how I feel. I feel better anyway. I feel that no matter what, I'm learning how to help myself to do better. So I'm always asking Jesus Christ for more answers, and Jesus Christ always has the ultimate answer, which is I. I is the answer. I see anyway. I see it's much more how I feel. That no matter what, I feel my 29th birthday celebration in terms of my 29th year now is moving up in business, and I'm picking up in business now. And I'm picking up much more. But people seldom succeed before 40 years of age, so no matter what, I still have a lot of talking to do. I have lots of talking to do in the next 10 years of my life. I can accomplish something, and it's much more how I feel to keep uploading videos into YouTube and to keep uploading all this nice and beautiful YouTube content, and then that way I'm learning much quicker about life, and I'm learning very quickly about helping myself to grow myself differently, and I'm helping myself to understand something. I have a totally different regard for everything I've done in my life, and I deserve much more. So what I do is I shall never be embarrassed for myself, but there's always a woman out there for me. There's always a woman out there that wants to be with me, and no matter what, it's more how you have to provide freedom for the woman to sit around at home, to take care of the kids while you are getting all the money, and while you're free as well to handle this as a faction. And it's much more how I feel, and no matter what, I'm learning very quickly how I'm not a smoker of cigarettes, I'm not doing caffeine, I'm not drinking soft drinks, I'm not drinking alcohol, I'm not doing drugs. So I'm successful to some degree. I never play cards anymore. I never do gambling anymore. I never watch TV anymore. I understand straight away I'm much more successful, yeah? I'm so much more successful than before. I never hang around with friends. I never have friends in my life. And why is that? I promise you, because I am my only friend. I must understand straight away that I have friends in my family. I'm gonna say my family is my friend. And now when I get with my family, I go with them anywhere. I go with them wherever they want to go. I go with them. And it's much more how I feel. That I'm just joking around always. And I'm learning how to give people more silence. And you have to understand straight away how to give people more silence and give people more freedom to choose. So what I want to do is, anytime there is some pressure to do something, to make sure you understand straight away how to love your life, yeah? I mean, make sure you understand straight away that it's much more how you need to find solidity. I mean, you have to find solidity. You have to find solidity in greater factions and greater ways of being. And you have to understand that people are more successful than you. Unfortunately, out there's a baby out there somewhere that was just born today that has all the success in the world. I mean, you understand? I mean, what does that baby need right now? Unfortunately, all it needs is a mum and dad who can care for it. And that's it. Unfortunately, otherwise, that baby never can survive on its own. I mean, you understand? So, because you have people here who do care about you, I mean, you understand? Unfortunately, you cannot do it alone. Although you can do it alone too. I mean, you understand? And you have to focus on helping yourself grow. And you have to understand sometimes it's just the way it is. So I'm understanding straight away that no matter what, I'm talking positively. I'm looking for better ways of scenarios and different ways of improving myself differently. I'm helping myself to grow myself in the best kind of manner. And I'm helping myself to really deliver content. So as I deliver content, I'm looking for better ways to deal with my life. And that's how I feel. I feel that nice and beautiful persuasion party gone. And you have to always deliver content in different ways moving forward. So I can say now it's 3 p.m. in the daytime and I have to do more content. And the more content I do, the better. And I feel that no matter what, that I'm enjoying myself in the process right now, where I can go and do my content. And now I'm alone, of course, in what I do, but I never need other people. I just need myself. But also you need a team. I mean, every single day you must understand straight away that you need some people to be around, and you need to be around positive people in life. So I hang around with positive people in my life. I make sure that no matter what, I receive information from positive people, and I find stimulus in people who are on YouTube. I follow a certain group of people, and that way I'm learning quickly. I can say currently I follow Robert Kiyosaki and Grant Cardone. I follow also Jim Rohn and Zig Ziglar and Dr. Wayne Dyer. I can say you guys can go and check out my nice and beautiful Instagram over here, where you can see all the mentors I follow. And I follow Tom Wheelwright as well. And I'm learning very quickly about life and business and how business is approaching me. And I'm learning how to help myself move forward. But what I need to do daily is focus upon helping myself to grow differently, and I focus upon helping myself to do that for myself. So no matter what I'm doing, I'm learning how to have better ways of dealing with my life. and that way I'm enjoying myself in the process. So no matter what I'm doing, I'm enjoying myself differently, and I'm helping myself to grow. I promise you. So help yourself to grow, guys, and help yourself to do whatever it is you do daily to succeed differently, and to make sure that no matter what, that you're learning much quicker to enjoy life, and that way you're encouraging yourself to grow. But there's always a way forward, guys, and there's always a way that you can improve yourself. Yeah. So anyway, so that's more how I feel. I feel different. I have my passport. I have my first vaccine. I have to get my second vaccine now on the 27th of September, and that way it's coming up. So now it's the 9th of September. So it's the 8th of September today. So I still have some time, and I'm learning how to condition myself to do greater for myself. I'm helping myself to relax and to persuade myself to grow differently. So I'm helping myself to understand something about my life, to learn something. And to learn something is to grow up, doing much greater and greater. And I'm learning how to have a great time for myself, yeah? I'm learning how to penetrate myself to do much more. So it's much more how I'm doing much better than a nursery home. I'm doing much better than Q-Space Hotel. I'm doing much better than Australia in terms of travelling around Australia. And now there's some places I want to go to around Australia where I want to visit, and I understand straight away that I can go and visit these places, but I have my mum's ticket coming up, and she's getting me a ticket to come and see her very soon. So I still have September, October, November, December, so 4 months of this year to go with my dad over here. And there's a lot to do around life over here, and I get on the DSB, and then I focus on helping myself to deliver content. And now with the actual address of Zenlink, whereas what I want to do is I want to go on MyGov or my application with Zenlink, and I want to check the status of my actual address with Zenlink. So what I do is I say my address is my Zenlink address, and I just move on when I see them. I see them anyway, always in the moment. See what's important is I have a date with Destiny all the time, and I'm focusing on helping myself to grow in the best kind of fashion. So no matter what I'm doing, I'm learning the beautiful art of persuading myself to grow. And since I grow myself, I'm helping myself to understand something about life. And I'm enjoying myself anyway. I'm enjoying myself doing a great job for myself. I'm helping myself to understand something much more. I'm walking around, I'm helping myself. And that's what I ask of you guys to do as well, is do your best. And do the best you can all the time. And that's it. So anyway, so what I'm actually doing right now is I'm understanding that no matter what, that my music is always on the radio channel, and that's on my radio channel and side of my YouTube channel. And I'm learning how to quickly find abundance. I'm finding abundance with myself over here. I'm learning how to perform and outperform myself. And I'm learning how to help myself to grow. I'm loving my life. I'm loving my life. I'm just rubbing my dog over here. I'm helping it with some nice, beautiful, cozy lengths of love. And I'm helping myself to pat the dog. I'm patting the dog differently. I'm helping myself to grow myself and outgrow different abilities. And that's how I feel. I feel much more different. And every single day, it's more how you have to focus on your life, yeah? But as you focus on your life, you have to dwell upon something much. You have to dwell upon something much greater. You have to open up. And you have to understand straight away how to understand yourself. I understand how to grow myself. I understand how to perform and outperform, but that's what I want to do all day long, is outgrow myself. I want to outgrow myself. I want to do more than ever before. I want to make sure I can ride off into the sunset, doing much greater, yeah? And that's why I'm learning something quickly. I'm learning to help myself to do much greater than myself. And I'm helping myself to do better. So I realize what I'm doing right now is loving myself. I'm loving myself to the point of helping myself to find greater ways of dealing with my life. And I'm helping myself to do better. That's all I find. I find that nice and beautiful way of life moving forward. And I feel that no matter what, that it's much more how they ask you how much did you get it for, and then once you say the actual number of how much you did get it for, once they slap a percentage onto you and they make money off you. See, it's much more how I feel. I feel that no matter what, it's more how I understand straight away how to do life much greater. See, it's much more how in life nothing is free. See, nothing is for free in life. But Jesus Christ Bible is for free. Jesus Christ Bible is for free. You can go and walk into any church today, they'll give you a free book of the Bible. I promise you. And you have to understand straight away that it's more how it is. And you have to understand straight away to grow yourself, yeah? Help yourself grow in a different direction. But everything is for free when you have Jesus Christ in life. I say everything's for free when you have Jesus Christ. But you must understand something about life. Life is very different for everybody. And everybody's going through life differently. And the only way you can judge people is the word I. The same approach, everybody's going through a different lifestyle. So what works for one person never works for another person. You understand? You grow up in a different era. You grow up with different people. You grow up with different parents, with different money, with different materials, with different talents. And you have to understand straight away, you have to give ideas quickly. Because the more you give ideas, the better you are. And that way you're learning much more quicker. I'm not saying to do myself a favor over here, to keep going, and to keep strengthening myself over here, with love and intention, to do my busking performance, right here somewhere. And if I do that, I'm learning very quickly that I can just practice in audio fashion my life. I feel like I understand something. And it's much more how I feel. I feel that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about understanding that my dad's sleeping. And I'm learning how to help myself grow differently. I'm helping myself to live a better quality of life, and I help myself to do much greater. So that's how I feel. It's much more how I feel. I feel different. I mean, you have to understand something. You have to be different. I mean, you have to be different throughout life. And you have to challenge yourself. Your life is going to challenge you. And life is going to say, work. And life is going to say to you, work and do something. And if you have nothing to do at home, then life will give you something to do. I mean, do you understand? I mean, all I'm saying is have something to do always. And find something to do, because you need something to do. I mean, look for something to do always. In every single moment. Look for something to do. And that way you're enjoying yourself. And that way you're doing a greater job for yourself. And no matter what happens, you're expecting a better return. And every single time you're enjoying yourself, yeah? But never be cruel to animals, because animals are loving and animals are kind and generous. And you have to understand straight away how you feel. I mean, do you understand? And you have to understand straight away how you need to grow yourself differently, yeah? So it's more how it feels. So it feels very different. And you need to grow. First you need to grow daily. And you need to find yourself doing much more walks of freedom every single day. You have to find a greater version of yourself. And that way you're enjoying yourself, and that way you have much more empathy. I mean, you understand? I mean, every single day find courage and ability to find a greater way for yourself. And that way you're never missing out, but you're learning. I mean, you're learning something different. And you're learning how to actually become much more free. But never rely on other people to do something for you. But go and find it yourself and do it yourself. First, you must understand something. That if I delegate my videos to YouTube, in terms of YouTube to somebody else, then I can understand, I can delegate the hashtags, I can delegate just that. I mean that's all I can delegate, because everything else is me. And I understand straight away hashtags is something different. And I'm learning very quickly about life differently. I'm learning how to persuade myself to grow differently, and I'm looking for better ways to deal with my life. So I'm opening up freedom, I'm opening up better ways of thinking and strategizing. I'm learning how to understand. I'm learning to understand much more greater. And I'm learning to understand a greater way of being, for myself at least. So every single time I'm learning how to perform, I'm performing a greater way of life for myself. And that's it. I promise you, it's much more how you need to positively talk to yourself all day long. And the more positivity you talk into the world, the better. And then you'll find your way. I mean, you'll find a better way. Well, what is the better way? I mean, what am I doing in the next, let's say, 10 years of my life? First, I keep it up from this point, and then I make sure I keep talking much more, and I keep making sure that no matter what, I find more ideas, and I make sure that no matter what, I'm reading more, I'm learning more, I'm making sure I'm helping myself to improve, and that's it. I promise you. It's just how I need to help myself improve daily. I need to help myself to be much more in the audio program daily. And I focus upon helping myself to do that for myself. So no matter what I'm doing, I'm finding better ways to improve. I'm finding something to help myself with. I feel like no matter what, I feel like making sure that I have everything I never need. I have everything I ever need to succeed. I'm learning to help myself to find a responsible task to help myself to do much greater. So I'm not saying straight away that it's much more how it is. I feel that no matter what, that I feel like doing my nice and beautiful way of life over here, where I can do a basking performance over here. And I shall do one. I promise you now. I promise you now. I promise you a little bit that way. I'm doing it all in YouTube videos. I promise you I could do a YouTube video here. I see it anyway. I see it's much more how I feel. I see it's much more how I understand something. And it's much more how you guys need to grow. I'm learning how to help myself grow. And a little bit that way. I understand straight away that I want to help myself to grow this way. I want to help myself to do much more than ever before, so let it be. Let it all be the way it is. I understand that no matter what, that as I grow myself differently, I'm looking for better ways to improve myself. And I find myself looking for better ways of dealing with life. And life is different. And life happens to everybody. But no matter what I'm doing, I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning how to help myself to grow. And I'm learning to find the art of persuasion in my life. So that's how I feel. I feel much more different. I feel alive. I feel much more able to deliver content. But as I deliver content, I find much more freedom. I find a greater way of existing. And I find myself happening to do much more videos, and to do much more audio content, and to do much more on YouTube, everything that I can right now. Where I can go and actually do a video right now on YouTube and be positive about it. I understand straight away that I'm looking for better ways to improve myself. But I'm looking to help myself to grow. And help myself to love my life. So let me go and get myself the actual portable speaker. And I'll just go and do my nice and beautiful basking performance over here in my backyard. And I'll just go and do that for myself. And now, guess what? I promise you it's how I feel. I feel that no matter what, I need to do something different. So what I want to do is capture myself doing a great job for myself. And what I do is I get the microphone. And I get my portable speaker. And that way I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning to have the best kind of intention with myself over here. And I'm learning in the process of life. I'm learning something for nothing. I'm learning to give effort. If you give effort, you'll learn to love yourself. You'll learn to have the best time for yourself. So I could say it's just the way it is. I'll learn how to help myself grow. So I can do a nice and beautiful video right here, and I can understand straight away I can make myself appear much greater, and it's more how it is. See, so for myself over here, I'm learning how I just done a basking performance right now, and I'm learning to help myself to love life differently. So what I want to do now is help myself to just give more words or encouragement. So I'm doing better than yesterday now, and making sure that now I have new goals, and I want to do a busking performance every single day now in my backyard over here, so I can go and do a greater job for myself. And I'm learning along the way. I'm learning how to become much more free for myself to choose and to do a better way of life for myself. And that's how I feel. I see it's much more how I feel about life now. I'm learning much more different ways of being. I'm learning different art persuasions. I'm learning to help us to come to the fact that I'm looking to learn greater ways of becoming much more. And I'm helping myself to grow. So what I want to do is, as I go and grow myself differently, I make sure always to go and persuade myself to do better. So that's what I'm actually doing for myself, is I'm doing a better world. I'm doing a better way of life. I'm doing much more life aspects. So I'm always coming back to the word I, regardless of the situation. And I'm understanding that if you lose out on your life, you make sure that no matter what, that you're learning much more quicker around life itself. So make sure you understand straight away how to dig deep into your life and perform and outperform yourself differently, and make sure that you can go and study upon what you want to do upon life, and making sure that no matter what, that you're learning very quickly about life. So I'm understanding now that I just actually either read or do life coaching podcasts, or I can go and read something like Netflix. I can do some Netflix now, and I can do some nice and beautiful persuasions of listening to music and learning how to actually do my melodies is something different, and I'm learning how to actually perform and outperform my music tracks and everything I'm doing. So it's more how I feel, and how I feel is very different. So I want to understand something, and I'm trying my best over here to do my life much more greater. I'm understanding straight away how I feel. I feel much more blessings. I have much more to do in life. So no matter what, it feels good to be able to do a busking video for quite a while now. I'm learning how to help myself to do that nice and beautiful way of life, and I'm learning very quickly about life and interests. So what I want to do now is help myself to upload my videos online and to keep the business going, and my feed posts into my Instagram feed posts are going to become weekly for now. And I'm actually understanding something that I have to go and do my Instagram feed. I have to do my Instagram feed, and that way I'm learning very quickly about life in the process of everything. I'm learning how to become much more orientation wise. I'm learning how to have much greater awareness for myself, to live life and to hold myself accountable in terms of life, to be able to persuade myself to live a greater life is the way I do it. And it's much more how I feel. I feel that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly about life. So what I want to do is help perform myself to the greatest ability possible, and that's how I feel around life. And if you're going to do anything to help your life, then you have to understand how to live it. And as you live life, you shall be set free, and you shall also live and inherit the kingdom of God. And you must understand straight away how you need to love your life, yeah? And now for myself over here, I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm looking for better ways to do with my life. I'm looking for better actions. I'm looking to help myself to penetrate much more the obvious, And I'm looking to help myself grow. I'm looking to help myself to understand something, that I have a beautiful Instagram coming up, and I'm learning how to quickly help myself to do my Instagram. So my Instagram is up and running. So what I want to do is just keep going with everything, and I'm understanding straight away how I feel. I feel much more different, I feel much more alive, and I feel that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly about life. So every single time I learn something around life, I'm learning how to actually become much greater for myself. So I'm understanding something around the piece of currents I have in terms of life, and I'm learning how to actually give the best kind of way forward. So what I want to do is go to Casula today. So I want to go to Casula today. I want to do some extra photo shoots so I can go and do in my life a greater job for myself. And that way I'm learning very quickly about life, and I'm helping myself to grow much more. So it's much more how I feel, and I'm learning much quicker in the process, and I'm feeling that no matter what, I'm looking for a better way to do life, and that's it. Honestly, it's much more how I feel. I feel that everything's nice and beautiful with me, and everything's happening for a reason. But I'm learning very quickly about life, and I help myself in the process of everything to do life greater. So I'm understanding straight away how to have that nice and beautiful way of life that's actually happening for me personally. I feel like I need to help myself to go and grow myself differently, and I'm helping myself in the process, yeah? So what I want to do, I apologize. See, what I want to do is just upload as much as possible online for myself, at least, to understand straight away how to grow myself differently is the way forward for me. And I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning how to help myself to deliver content moving forward, and I'm helping myself to outgrow myself differently. And definitely do I have much more strength and courage and vigor to understand something about my life, that people are just like that, and I understand straight away how I left the crowd. I have 1k videos online now. I have 1000 videos of Danny Milivojevic on YouTube. I made myself a somebody, and it's much more how it is now. And I feel that no matter what, you guys can listen to that all in my life and all your lives. You can listen to it. And now, if I upload anything to SoundCloud, or if I upload my music to SoundCloud or anything like that, I feel that it's much more how it's always going to be up online, and it's much more how I feel. I feel that no matter what, that it's more how I understand straight away that it's just audio, and I understand Danny Milivojevic over here. See SoundCloud. See, it's much more how I feel. I'm learning very quickly about how I do life. I do life differently. See, anyway, so what I'm doing now is I'm learning how to have popularity in my life. I'm learning to understand straight away that I'm looking to help myself to grow. So I'm always somebody in my life over here in terms of YouTube. So I'm understanding straight away that I'm learning very quickly about life. So every single day I'm learning very quickly about just hopping on board and helping myself to move up. I'm helping myself to move up in a way of indulgence, in my way of moving forward. And that's how I feel. I feel that no matter what, that you guys have to spoil yourself with different artifacts with life to make sure that no matter what, that it's more how it is. And you have to understand straight away how you need to grow yourself. But as you grow yourself, you're learning, and you're learning something different, and you're learning to make sure that no matter what, that I'm always uploading all the English programs first online before I upload anything else. But I'm understanding something, that if I go and upload everything to SoundCloud, and if I upload all my music and all my content to SoundCloud and let it be that way, I promise you it's always going to be on SoundCloud. I'm understanding that. A little bit that way. So anyway, so what I want to do is I want to congratulate myself to do better. And I just want to keep it going. And I'm learning to help myself to grow. And I'm learning to actually have fun awareness for my life. I'm looking to see all the time how I pose the idea, always, to grow myself differently. So I'm helping myself to grow myself to the best ability I can. And I'm learning very quickly about life. So I'm understanding straight away how I feel. And I feel that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly about life in the process. So as I grow myself differently, I love life. Actually, it's more how I feel to grow myself differently. And I'm helping myself to explain much more peace and quiet. I'm making sure that I have more than enough success with myself over here to love life. And what I want to do is acknowledge myself to go and watch some Netflix, and then I can go and do some nice and beautiful music production, and a little bit that way. I feel the tide is turning my way. I'm learning how to grow myself differently, and I'm learning how to have the best kind of way forward now. I'm learning how to just go and grow myself differently, yeah? I'm learning how to help myself to improve myself. So what I want to do is find better ways and find better tactics to improve myself with. Honestly, when I read something, I feel like talking to you, and I feel like talking to many people at the same time. So no matter what, I'm learning how to grow myself. So no matter what, I'm learning how to help myself grow. So that's it. Honestly, I understand something. I understand how I feel when I grow myself. And shall I go for my dad over there to do that? Honestly, nah. Honestly, guess what? Honestly, he can go do it. Honestly, it's much more how I feel. Now, I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning how to help myself grow. So as I help myself grow, I'm looking for better awareness. I'm looking for something to do with my life. See, it's more my dad wants me to go to a shopping center to get him something, and I ask him anyway that I really understand something that he wants to do it himself now. So it's much more how he wants to do it himself. I see, it's much more how I feel. Now I can go, I ask Jesus Christ what he does. So Jesus Christ says, let him be. I see, Jesus Christ says, ask and you shall receive. I see, what do you want out of life? I see, what does Jesus Christ do in my situation? I see, Jesus Christ says that he just lets it be. So he just lets it be. So move up. So move on. And that's it. See, it's more how I feel I have certain success in my life. I'm learning how to have better ways of dealing with my life. I'm learning to help myself to grow myself differently. I'm helping myself to understand straight away how to live my life. So no matter what, I'm learning very quickly. I've done my basking video nicely and beautifully. I understand that. And it's much more how people have to recognize me as somebody. Or they have to recognize me as somebody. Because I'm somebody in life. But if I just create more videos and post more videos online daily, honestly, it's much more how I feel. It's a long run. Honestly, it's a marathon. Honestly, yeah. And I promise you, every single day, when I'm saying how Alan Carmichael did post 10,000 videos online to have all these nice and beautiful stuff going, and I'm learning how it's just the way it is, and you have to understand straight away how to grow yourself differently, yeah? So every single day I'm looking for myself to grow myself, and I'm looking to help myself to deliver content. So I'm focusing on helping myself to help I'm not saying I'm looking for ideas. I'm looking for those ideas to give you. I'm looking for ideas. So what ideas do I gain? I say if I'm looking for ideas, I'm looking to read something then. I'm sure what do I want to read? I have to read something then. I have to read it. If you want ideas, then you have to read something to gain ideas. I mean, you understand? That's how it is. And it's much more how I feel. And no matter what, I gain ideas by talking to you as well. And that's how I feel anyway. I see it's much more how I feel that I'm learning very quickly about life. See, it's much more how I need to grow myself. See, as I grow myself differently, I'm learning how to grow myself. And I'm helping myself grow in the best kind of measurement forward. And I'm learning how to actually have much more strenuous sex with my words. And I'm looking to have a greater time with myself. So I'm learning how over time I have a good image for myself, I have a positive image about myself. I'm learning how to have that nice and beautiful way of life moving forward. And I'm learning how to escape in a better way. I'm looking to love my life. I'm looking to make sure I have more than enough success. So today I feel much greater, I feel much more alive. Today I feel much more that I have much more support from the people around me. And I feel that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly. That I have my doctor, I have Mira, I have my dad, I have my mum, I have my family overseas. I have my people supporting me. I have other people in terms of life supporting me too. So it's much more how I feel. See, it's much more how I need to go and grow myself. I see how I need to help myself grow. So what I want to do is love my life. I want to help myself to love life differently, and I want to showcase my life in a better manner. I have to read. I have to read more, and I have to sit and read. And as I sit and read, I have to think about stuff on my own. I have to teach myself something. So I have to read those ideas. I have to get the playlist and read it. I mean, you understand? It's more how it's a lifelong thing. And you have to read much more for ideas. And once you read for ideas, you'll gain more ideas, and then you're actually much better and better over time. Because more people are giving you ideas, and now you have the idea. and you can implement it, and you can learn something from those ideas, and then you can understand yourself, and then you can understand how to actually talk. So I'm looking to help myself talk much more. I'm looking to love my life, but it's much more how I feel. No matter what I'm doing, I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning how to have rapid fire in my life in better ways. And I'm looking to understand that it's never about money, but it's about talking more words. Now, I understand straight away how I'm talking more words. So as I talk more words, I'm breathing with my life and people in a better way. I'm learning for myself to have a greater lifestyle. I'm learning to have a greater way of life for myself every time. And I'm learning to escape myself in a better way. And I'm learning to help myself to enjoy myself in a better way. So I'm looking to help myself to grow. I'm understanding something now. I'm understanding that there is a chance that I can grow. I can grow because I can find ideas. I can find ideas to say. I can find those ideas all the time. I start with the word I finish with the word I. I'm learning very quickly about love and interest in life. I'm learning how to be a fanatic of reading something. I read with my phone and I go to my dad over there and I be with him while reading. Or I'll go to the shopping centre to get him something while reading. And I can do that for myself. But he can do that for himself. So anyway, it's much more how I feel. And no matter what, I'm learning how I'm doing a great job. And I'm looking to help myself to spark attention for my life to grow. So I'm helping myself to grow myself differently. See, it's much more how I feel. That I'm learning very quickly about life. And now, since I'm understanding something, I'm understanding that no matter what, since my dad did ask me, I understand that no matter what, it's much more how I feel. I have to say yes. I asked Jesus Christ. Since Jesus Christ says they didn't ask you, so yeah, you did ask me. I see Jesus Christ says, go and wish him a happy birthday. So you go and wish him one of those packages to go and do it for him. But I'm not saying something. That Jesus Christ says that since he did ask you to go for him, I probably should ask Jesus Christ, does he go? Once Jesus Christ says, yeah, I probably should just go and do that. I see anyway. I can go get myself something at the Woolworths as well. So anyway, so it's much more how I feel. I'm learning how quickly I'm helping myself to succeed. So it's much more how I need to grow and grow myself. So what is it? I see anyway, I have music production to do. I'm learning how different I am. I'm learning different aspects of life differently, and I'm learning how my pages of what I've done in terms of pages is something I keep to the notion of my life. And I'm learning how to amplify my success moving up. I'm learning to amplify my success moving upward in a beautiful way and direction. And you guys have to actually deliver content. And you guys have to understand straight away how it feels to love life differently. and you have to move up. So you guys have to move up, and you have to move into equation with yourself. I see these people who are talking on Snapchat and just friends of friends and just kids. So it's all kids over there. So it's not sure how I feel. Love I and get myself the extraction of doing better. I have my passport now, so nothing's lost. I have everything now, and I'm learning to develop my life much greater. So I'm understanding something about my life. I'm understanding that no matter what, I'm learning how to grow myself differently. I'm learning how to help myself grow. So what I want to do is love my life differently and help myself to improve myself daily. And that's it. I promise you now, you have to grow yourself.